that we are in a country where a dangerous social agenda can be played out in prime time, real time, and yet everybody act like nothing's going on. We are a green organization. I happen to be their national president. But I come to you from Peekskill, New York, upstate New York, a chocolate city as well, treated as second class. My dad was a United Auto Workers union member at General Motors in Tarrytown, New York. I was raised at the heels of the union movement. I was raised at the heels of the, as they say, the civil rights movement. We know what it's like, as they say, to be disrespected and have our heads dented, as they say, in the cause of justice. But one organization, one green organization is not a movement. Our organizations coming together, us coming together, this is a movement. Our organizations coming together, joining together, loving, struggling, strategizing, marching for clean jobs, for decent housing, marching for Black Lives Matter, marching for the right to vote. That is a movement. But let me tell you about a game that's being played. You know, I saw a movie when I was a young man called Blazing Saddles. And in Blazing Saddles, they had a governor. And that governor wanted to take over a town for the resources and wealth that was in it. But he only had one problem: the people. And in it, he went about a systematic destruction of that civil society so he could turn it over to the corporations. And let me say this is not something that's fantasy, you're seeing it played out. Detroit, along with New Orleans, these are test cases of that destruction. They prey upon the systematic destruction of our society, and as they say, to create fear. And when people are afraid of black people, poor people, union people, they turn against them. They're scared. They start walking around with guns. Cops start roughing our people up. They create a systematic destruction of jobs so that you can have a sense of worthlessness, so that the people start feeding upon themselves, turning upon themselves, turning upon neighbor. As I say, these are designed to keep you from coming together and from organizing. But Detroit, a strong union town, the Motor City, does not, as I say, step away from one another. We come together because this is the Motor City. We are marching in solidarity to show that we are aware of and we will rise in solidarity to change this corporate narrative. Detroit once lived as the epicenter of our economic opportunity and prosperity. But now we live in the capital, the state capital of what we call the Michigan State Health Department calls the epicenter of the asthma burden. You can't breathe because of the carbon, you can't breathe because they're burning coal, and you can't breathe because of the toxic pollution that's coming from Marathon oil. And let me be clear, this, as I say, this crime, this injustice, it's not the people that brought this about, it's regulation induced. And this crime is no coincidence, and polluters like Enbridge, DTE, and Marathon, they're allowed to poison our children, poison our community, create the worst asthma epidemic, while at the same time making $1.
Hold on, let me get this one first.
Just 3 of DTE's energy plants produce at least 85% of the asthma-causing sulfur dioxide in this Wayne County, city of Detroit. Wayne County has the highest number of children with asthma in Michigan, and coupled with the poverty rate, you have children not being able to attend school. You hear what I'm saying? Detroit for Justice. 92 of the schools located in this city, in this county, had sulfur dioxide levels that, as they say, exceeded the government level of what people should ever be, as they say, inhaling. And as a consequence, as I said, not only are the children being left out of school, but we're being traded off for smokestacks instead of schools. And smokestacks and schools should never mix. Because Michigan has failed its people, failed in their health, failed in their protection, failed in providing clean jobs, we call upon the President Obama to step in with the Justice Department. We call on President Obama to step in with the EPA because they need to clean up. We don't need a governor who is taking on dictatorial powers to tell us how we should live in this city. This is not Blazing Saddles. This is Detroit. The NAACP has named DTE as one of the worst environmental justice offenders in the country, and the impact on our lower-income communities is a disgrace. So, in light of this horror, do you think they're shutting down the coal plants? No, they're shutting down the schools. Do you think that they shut down the Enbridge tar sands oil pipeline to Marathon Oil? No. But they will bust unions, block green jobs, stop the life-giving, as I say, alternative solar energy and clean jobs and green energy. Detroit is a city, as I said earlier, that built America. During World War II, this was the motor city of democracy. During the Great Depression, this was the motor city that put America back to work, put food on the table, and put living wage jobs in every household. This was the city. And now, in the wake of global climate change, this is the city that can create the green jobs. This is the city that can build the green electric vehicles. This is the city that can create the wind turbines. This is the city with the workers who are ready to work, homeowners who are ready to build. And this is the city that can bring about our clean, green climate future. And we will stand in solidarity with Detroit. Thank you, thank you, thank you.